It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like. Maiyegun la wa mo do. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun la wa mo do. Maiyegun diary. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun diary Politico. Maiyegun diary, Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary.
Good afternoon to you, good morning to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Maiyegun live. Yes, please let me know if this audio by any means is, cracky or somehow at your own. Walking around the audience.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé.
It keeps sounding somehow. However, let me know if the sound is perfect. I'm talking about my own voice on your device there. Okay. So before I probably get relaxed and continue. So grand. So if you can hear me loud and clear, well, I just thought this shouldn't pass us by. It is trending, and somehow we should kind of know what really happened. In a way, being part of our own political consciousness. A lot goes on. Now, you probably have, well, let's start with this. I woke up this morning and I was reading about this news, breaking news. Hushpuppi don't do am again, no. When they said, when he was arrested in 2020, I believe, and then it was taken to the US by the FBI for a series of, scams here and there, which also led us to Aba Oshtelo Kiyari. Yeah. So you just thought, well, that's it. I mean, we're not going to see him again for another 20 years by the time he's ever convicted, right? But surprisingly, we woke up this morning and they said, he's done it again. What did he do? Hushpuppi carried out another scam in prison that is worth over $420,000. How did he do that? So when we're still like kind of, what the hell? What's going on? This guy is something else. This guy is, in fact, there should be a Netflix for this guy. You know, if you have seen this Twitter swindler on Netflix, you probably have been like, what the hell? You know, but something should be done about Hushpuppi. But well, as the day is getting to the break of the midday, then another news popped up. We don't know who slapped who initially. They said, Obiano wife slapped Ojukwu's widow, Bianca. How? At Soludo's inauguration. Really, Soludo has managed to keep his inauguration kind of, private, moderate, and limited, not kind of elaborate noise. Because Soludo is now the governor of Anambra State. And Obiano, as the outgoing governor, his wife, the outgoing first lady, charged at Ojukwu's widow, Bianca. But there is a long story to that. So who slapped who? Why would they do that in public? And I was like, okay, this is just half the day. And as they say, you are never going to run out of news when you are covering Nigeria. There's so many bizarre, weird news, things that you can always be like, oh, they did that. Yes, they did. So I just thought, well, I'm going to spend my afternoon with you. Just share that with you, like, it didn't happen, no, but this is what happened. And I think I should start with that of Anambra governor, with the inauguration of the new governor. There's been reports that Obiano's wife, that she is very, very brutal. I don't know if that's the right word that she saw, but she's a very strong-willed woman. That she has so much influence on her husband. This didn't go down well with those who believe that, she's kind of an hindrance. So they never really liked her that much, except for people in her clique. And that, as well, makes them kind of feel somehow towards her husband in Abgao. So they said there was a time that Bianca wanted to be senator through Abga. And many people were like, oh, Bianca wants to be senator. That's a done deal. Anambrans are going to vote for her. She's going to get the ticket. She's going to get all the support because she's Ojukwu's widow. And at the same time, apart from being Ojukwu's widow, people believe that she is also a woman of substance as well. You know, somebody with her own profile that was somehow overshadowed for a long time. However, some people felt like, no, she feels like she can just have whatever she has. One of those people is Ebele. So she blocked her. So there was kind of a no love lost between them. You know what I mean? So occasionally when they jam, well, at some point they said, Bianca said, Abga can never win any election again. During that, their, fisticuff and fight. Ebele, wife of Obiano, the first lady, the former first lady now, took that in. And when Abga won the election, and today is their inauguration, Bianca was invited. So everything was fine. going on smoothly. Somehow, it can't be like, say, a Bailey felt like, wait, what is that woman doing here? This is Abga's ceremony. Why is she here? Why are they putting her on the high table? What kind of, you know what I mean? Like women, woman to woman stuff. Women understand. That was the genesis. So then, as we later figured out or found out, it wasn't a Bailey that slapped Bianca. In fact, it is the other way around. So what happened? A Bailey stood up from her seat, charged down to Bianca where she was sitting, and then started, talking, and Bianca didn't do much other than just while she was sitting there, whoosam. When she woos the Bailey, the wig on top of Bailey's head fell off. So people, off your camera, off your camera, off your camera. Now Bianca slapped the Bailey, and I'll show you. Don't worry, I'll show you. That's why I actually want to share that part. So it wasn't the other way, okay? I mean, it was a Bailey who stood up from her seat, walked for like about 10 meters, down to where Bianca sat, and started telling her, what are you doing here? I hear something like a shower, and all of that, but when women are fighting, they just say things, right? However, it was when she was bending over to her, charging at her. Whoa! She just charged back. Her wig fell off. And they held her. First lady, don't do this. This is public and all of that. It's a shame, but it's actually fun to watch. Trust me. I'll share part of that with you before I go on to that of, what do you call it? Hushpuppi, the man. So this is the part where Madame stood up to go and tell Bianca to leave. Maybe something like, you need to leave this place. Shebi, you said that Abga will never win election. What are you doing here? You this shameless woman. You this and that. Whoosh. Sorry, I think I should have a sound. I don't know why I don't have a sound. Wait, let me know if you actually heard a sound before I continue, because I've got a few others. Right? So here is another one. Sorry, I didn't hear a thing, and I bet you heard that, Abby. But this is the one that is kind of up close, possibly. So that's the kind of the one that is kind of up close, where Madame First Lady was adjusting a wig, Like, let me beat her. She slapped me. Let me slap her back. Don't hold me. And one man was there, holding Bianca like, God, I've been looking forward to this day in my life. I'm holding Ojukwu's widow. I'm holding Ojukwu's wife. Madam, sorry, it's okay. It's okay. No vex. To the point that people started noticing that, Alaye, why you can't hold Bianca like that? You can't hold them like for more than 1 minute. Wait, you get what I mean? However, that happened. And like I said, it's fun to watch. When the elites that I told you have always been so kind of shameless, and they say you can't really shame the shameless. They are living in a shitty place, managed by their shitty serfs, and then they've got no shame. So what does it cost them? Tomorrow they are still your leader. Nothing changes. I showed her. Yes. She cannot just be coming around and throwing her weight around. You know, women fight in public. So if they don't respect themselves, how can you then be so mad that some people don't respect them? Yeah, you don't need to respect these guys. Trust me. But you can have all your biases as much as you would love to deny them as well. You know what I mean? However, I just know, say, what's it they call them? The people will betray us. People who use the political positions that they have to deny us the voice that we need deserves no any kind of respect or sympathy from us, so to say. But you can give them, but don't ever possibly see those who disagree as betrayers. Remember, I'm not a betrayer to all these rogue politicians. So are you? So I will never be one.
Betrayer is always betrayer. Èmi ò ṣe betrayer. Mo dẹ̀ ní betrayer táyé máa fi parẹ́.
I will never betray you. However, let's go to that of Hushpuppi. That's another one. And this is an interesting read, right? This is where I'm like, man, this guy is something else, right? Hushpuppi. His story is very, very kind of unique. In a way, as much as his crime are so horrible and terrible. But when you look at the network of those people around or who are connected to this guy, sometimes you begin to feel like, in what kind of mold was he made of or something? I don't know. Like somebody where they run scam business worldwide. There are politicians or policemen or maybe judges and so many other people who are meant to be law enforcement officers. They work for him. Do you understand? They work for him. And somehow, until all these things started coming out, right? You're like, well, maybe some of us don't really understand how these things work anymore, in a way. But that was how we got to know about Oshitelo Kiyari. This guy was running a scam, and another guy who was his partner was blocking the client from paying, and he asked the Nigerian #1 Robocop, Abina Super Cop, Abi whatever, to wade in and use the instrument of government, of law, to keep the guy away. And he did. He actually did that until he got paid. Now, we thought all of the story, well, that's it. Hey, Abbas, sorry, Hushpuppi. Bye-bye you. No be bye-bye you until this report came out again. Not fake. Make a try read them. For those of you who love my reading is terrible, but some people said it's good. However, just for the record, now one FBI agent can come out say, wait, this guy na mafia inside the FBI prison in Chicago. Bros run job. We pay over, where's that? $429,800. Now, this is now going to be like a Pablo Escobar story. Instead of this to hand, it's going to probably be inspiring So many people, including maybe making movie for Hushpuppi. So make a read, I beg. This one will take me like about maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So I want to read and talk. So Andrew John Innocenti, being duly sworn, declare and state as follow. This is the FBI agent too, reporting on Hushpuppi, with the wait, with that is awaiting sentencing, right? I am a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and I've been so employed since approximately March 2015. I am currently assigned to the Los Angeles Field Office, High-Tech Organized Crime Squad, where I primarily investigate cyber-enabled fraud and business email compromise, BEC schemes. Between approximately August 2015 and December 2018, I was assigned to a cybercrime squad in the Chicago Field Office, where I investigated cyber-related crimes, including BEC cases. During my career as an FBI special agent, I have participated in numerous computer crime investigations. In addition, I have received both formal and informal training from the FBI and other institutions regarding computer-related investigations, computer technology, and white-collar fraud. This affidavit is made in support of Affidavit 1 of case number blah, 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 against and arrest warrant for Ramon Olorunwa Abbas, also known as AKA Ray Hushpuppi, AKA Hush Abbas, for violation of 18 USC blah, 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 conspiracy to engage in money laundering. The facts are set forth in this affidavit are based upon my personal involvement in this investigation, my review of reports and other documents related to this investigation, my training and experience, and information obtained from other agents, law enforcement officers, and witnesses. This affidavit is intended to show merely that there is sufficient probable cause for the requested complaint, arrest warrant, and does not purport to set forth all my knowledge of the blah, 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 blah. So maybe they go to one by one. So here it says 4. Well, it says 4. Raymond Olorunwa Abbas is a Nigerian national previously living in the United Arab Emirates, the place that that Aisha is currently living, the same place that Atifku also is living before coming back to come and claim to want to rescue you from Bukwari Bollock. So, but currently incarcerated in the United States Federal Correctional Facility, Central District of California. Oh, he's in California. I actually thought he's in Chicago on charges of money laundering. The FBI's investigation has revealed that Abbas, while in a U.S. federal correctional facility, participated in the purchase of economic impact payment debit cards fraudulently obtained from compromised data of U.S. citizens. Remember, the reason why they are holding Hushpuppi is because among those they've scammed, 1 million of them are from the United States of America. That's the reason why America is holding them all. Do you understand? If you scam if you scam Americans that much, they will hunt you down. They will find you, no matter how long it takes, except if you die. Okay, so that's why they are holding them all. Now, Baba never released all data. Data see day when they see take run business, right? So economic impact payments, commonly referred to as stimulus checks or recovery rebates, are a key provision of the Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Security Cares Act, legislation that Congress passed to help reduce the financial burden on citizens and residents across the United States. Economic impact payments are non-taxable income that does not need to be paid back. Economic impact payments, debit cards are a means of disbursement of payments. Economic impact payment debit cards, commonly called EIP cards, are issued on the Visa network by MetaBank, South Dakota, United States. This affidavit presents new information involving Abbas, Oh boy, now coronavirus, that time that they were giving money to the Americans in order to subsidize them for the loss of jobs and all of that. They have a name for it, or they had a name for it. What do you call it? Economic stimulus package or something, where they were giving them $1,200 then, right? That's the one, oh. Baba de prison, oh. Baba still they run them. Go on. This affidavit presents new information involving Abbas, which supports affidavit 1 of case number 2, blah, 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 blah. Recorded internet activities revealed pursuant to a federal search warrant issued in these districts of Abbas in the U.S. Federal Correctional Facility, Federal District of California, reflects that Abbas purchased economic impact. Wait, oh, something is under. I want to see it. Yeah. Economic, what is that? Yes, economic impact payments, debit cards, and laundered the proceeds, totaling over $400,000. Right? Now, they now say security alerts on Abbas activities. Oh boy, for prison, oh, hey. God damn it. Inmates in correctional facilities across the United States are allowed to certain activities, which includes access to phone calls, the internet, and computers with limited and regulated usage. In this affidavit, I will discuss Abbas activities that triggered a security alert. Inmates in correctional facilities across the United States are allowed certain activities, which includes access to phone calls, video calls, the internet, and computers with limited and regulated usage. Inmates have constitutional rights to their privacy. Phone calls from correctional facilities by inmates are not recorded except when necessary, and the warrant is obtained for this purpose. Inmates' internet activities are not logged or recorded except when necessary, and the warrant is obtained for this purpose. Abbas was also allowed to these privileges like every other inmate. Between 28th of January 2022 and the 4th of March 2022, security officers at the United States Federal Correctional Facility, Central District of California, observed more frequent usage of the internet by Abbas, with the knowledge that the crimes Abbas committed, which he is being charged for, are all internet-related crimes. Security officers are concerned and informed the Federal Bureau of Investigation. On the 7th of March, we obtained a federal search warrant issued by the Central District of California to monitor and record internet activities of Abbas, I believe, is internet activities rather. Now, continuing under oath. So they said, Central District of California, where is that? Yeah. Central District of California were instructed to set up a dedicated computer for Abbas. Oh boy. Anytime Abbas requests for access to the internet, he should be given that dedicated computer. Only Abbas should be given that computer. From 7th of March 2022 to 13th of March 2022, we monitored and recorded Abbas' internet activities. In this period, he requested internet access daily. He spent an average of 55 minutes for each session. During this period, we found out that Abbas was actively buying economic impact payment debit cards from an underground cyber criminal marketplace where hackers sell economic impact payment debit cards for bitcoins. Economic impact payment debit cards purchased and money laundering. How they link them together. I found out that Abbas uses underground cyber criminal marketplace called Stimulus Card with their link on your screen, which is a marketplace for hackers to sell economic impact payment debit cards for bitcoins. On stimuluscard.com, hackers listed economic impact payment debit cards with different balances. I found economic impact economic impact payment debit cards from $1,400 balance to as high as $8,000. These cards were applied for by the hackers using compromised and stolen data of US citizens and residents. Oh boy. It's in depot. Anyway, hang on. But let's continue. So where are we? Right. And that is when they got to this part. Okay. So from the purchases, from their findings, said from the purchase and laundering of economic impact payment debit cards, I can assume it runs in millions of US dollars because for the 7-day period we recorded him, he bought and laundered EIP debit cards worth $429,800. That is just for 1 week. Oh, the 1 week that they monitored the Hushpuppi. Oh boy, fear will no fear that kind of person. We they wait for Netflix movie on him, honestly. And this probably will show that he's never coming out. He's never coming back. Maybe. However, they said we are currently working to unmask the identity of Abbas's accomplice, AJ. Of course, there's always going to be somebody from the outside. So AJ, they are looking for AJ. So we are also working with relevant authorities and bodies to take down the underground cyber criminal marketplace called stimuluscard.com or what have you. Okay. They later redacted that place, but it was already in the open. So they said for all the reasons described above and also contained in affidavit 1 of case number 2, there's probable cause to believe that Abbas has committed a violation of 18 USC this 1956 to engage in money laundering, and Andrew John Innocenti signed his special agent for the FBI. All more. Now this is what they call all more. There's nothing to be proud of here. If you are probably getting kind of mesmerized and all of that. Do you understand that now? This is a total disaster, so to say. I mean, it's going to be a lot of things in the coming future. And it is always better for you to have an idea, the impact of this on those who are actually running their businesses legitimately. And your crime is going to be because you are from Nigeria, and possibly because you are from Africa, and so many other things that many of you have, many of us have learned to live with because of things like this. But I mean, it is just, though I want to agree with many people who believe that no matter what they tell us, no matter what we see or get to know about, scam, the fraudsters who are acting from all over the world and all of them, no matter what they tell us about Nigeria, or no matter what they tell us about Africa involvement, you can never compare the level of fraud, scam, and all of that going on in the US alone to whatever is, combine whatever is going on in the entire Africa and all that. But that is not an excuse. We are already, you see, this is something I want you to know, right? If you want to be very honest, you will know that in this world of ours today, being an African and then being smart is not enough. You have to go extra mile to prove that you are actually who you are in order for you to have a place, at the table. And in this case, it depends on which kind of angle you are seeing it from. But people put in a lot to get to where they are. And you can say being black or being African or even being Nigerian, right? This life you have been. And if you are Nigerian and you are not from all these known names or these, these big names in Nigeria, in their politics and the rest of them, right? If you are not from there, you have to do an extra in order for you to stay above water, right? You have to go extra. You have to prove yourself even more on everything you get yourself involved in. And for those who have been there, they will tell you, it's like the life, this world is rigged against us. Or let's say the world is already leading us by God knows how many margins. Some said by 3-0, 4-0. Like you just have to catch up in your life. You struggle and struggle, then you balance. That's when they say we are balanced. That's when you're like a 4-4 with the rest of the world. And you say, well, now I need to go above it so that I can be able to be in a safer, in a buffer zone, right? So you have to do a lot to get to where you are. And things like this, the terrible, policy makers from where we come from who are not really helping, which continue to push us towards the people that we believe are even worse. If only we could keep our own home tidy and orderly. So don't let me confuse you. What I mean by that is this: news like this, coupled with others that we have always have to deal with, puts us in a very sad and kind of a tight position. That if you have to look at somebody from the West and somebody who is not an African, it doesn't really matter if they are Asian, if they are Arabian, if they are from the West, white, as you would like to say. The advantage, on the level of opportunities in life in this world today, right? Access to that opportunity. You can tell that as an African, as a black man, you are considered to be at the last consideration. We are considered to be for the last consideration. We are seen as people, you know what I mean? And when you fight your way up there, and things like this, which are made complicated by guys like this, including the politicians back from your country, it just make a mess of the entire thing, so to say, and possibly put us in a situation where, if we are being honest, it is ideal to reject and dissociate from everything that is similar to, no matter how minute you want to compare the statistics. Well, Maiyegun, do you know the billions of dollars that are being lost by Americans to scammers who are right there in America, and they are being done by Americans? What about the big money bags, elite and all of that in America? The capitalists who put up a scheme to scam hundreds of thousands of people of their billions of hundreds of millions of dollars. What happened? Africans still 100 million. So they say, they have been running a scam, and the scam runs into $100 million. That is such a chicken chain to what normal scheme and different scams in America pull off. And what do they get? They get pat in the back. I said, that's what I'm saying. You are not Americans. And even if you are, being black, you know the reality of what it is today. So people like this put us in that terrible situation for that terrible situation, and justify wherever they call us if we continue to, by any means, kind of indulge or excuse them away by any reason. So it is sad that this is happening, and I actually do hope that it is going to be kind of a change of course. There's no point to it. There's no sign that things are going to be different, and therefore we're going to start getting a kind of a different result or different kind of representation out there. As long as Nigeria exists, it is a mystery. And things like this, for people who knows that, well, politicians, I don't have problem with scammers. Well, because you may probably haven't become a victim yet. You begin to have problem with them. Just the same way some will say, I don't have problems with politicians. I don't care about them. I run my business, I do all of that, until they come for that your business. And they don't even have to specifically come for you. No, their policy will come for you, will find you, and you're going to feel it. And when you feel it, then you understand why everyone feels like a society run by rogues and criminals. We never run out of news, negative ones that continue to tell the world that they are right about them. And if you deny that, you are wrong. Living in denial is one of the reasons why we found ourselves here. Remember a time when we tell ourselves about one of the problems of Nigeria and the Nigerians themselves is that every abnormal thing kind of feels normal. You know what I mean? And people said this whole thing started from 1990, or let me say before 1990, when Babangida overthrew this Bukuwari. And that was when they said, do whatever you can to make money. Just don't get caught. I don't know how young, but I can tell you that most of my viewers are indeed, they will remember this. They are in the know of this. Yeah, it was during Babangida era. That was the meant you could do whatever you can. Do whatever you could. But don't just get caught. You want to go into money laundering? Go for it. You want to go into armed robbery? Go for it. You want to go into fraudulent or whatever? Come on. In fact, if you have to use the government, government buildings, government vehicles, and so many other things that will make your scam real, just don't get caught. That was started under Babangida. And it was after then that people started justifying crime and celebrating crime so terribly and publicly too. No joke, that's Nigeria history. And since then, it has been a sloppy nosedive down the hill. And then the subsequent criminals who took over after that, they built on that. And the society began, they started normalizing abnormalities. They started excusing it away. When you talk about how did that guy just suddenly become so rich? And the same society will ask you, why didn't you ask what you're asking? What is the source of his money? What is the source of his wealth? You get what I mean now? Why didn't you ask what is the source? What was the source of his poverty when he was poor? That was so easy, a very convenient way to say, anyway, he might have done something bad, but whatever he's done bad, come on, he's doing good now. He's giving people money. Poor people are getting money from him. He's throwing parties. Can't you just be happy for him? Why do you want him? Why do you want his downfall? Do you understand these steps, right? Before we got here, that's how we got here. Do whatever you can, but don't get caught. If you are caught, then you are going to learn how to bribe your way out of it. If you don't know how to bribe your way out of it, then you're going to go down for it. So you have a choice being criminal in Nigeria. That was how they started normalizing things. Why is that police officer collecting money? Why is that police officer that you know that is actually not well paid? You know that he's not well paid, but now he's extorting poor people, protecting criminals, are getting paid for it. Now, that police officer is building a house, and they thank God for him. He goes to church every Sunday. He goes, or she goes to a mosque to pray. She's godly, she's religious. What else does she need? God is blessing her. But she's collecting bribes. She's not been paid for months. But as her children they are attending private schools, and she's never complaining because she's a police officer. When you say, how is she doing it? My friend, what kind of question is that? She's a police officer now. People go to a police station and they give them money all the time. Why are you talking like that's a normal thing? But that's not normal. It's not normal. And they're like, stop. What do you expect? They have not paid them. They're not paying them good money. So what do you expect? They need to survive. Do you understand that? That's how they normalize abnormalities in Nigeria. Politicians who are wearing tattered clothes, who are wearing who look wretched. But you can tell when they try to package themselves to look like they are rich. But you know them, struggling hustlers. They come to you. You know that they have nothing. Some of you even have to go all hug. I mean, you go all hug for them. You did a lot because you believe that they are like you. Then suddenly they are buying new cars. They are building new houses. Suddenly they have become so rich. But you agree that they have the right to be rich. You don't have to question that. Say, but why is he so rich? So what kind of question is that, Maiyegun? Is a House of Rep member, do you know how much they pay them? Do you know how much money they get? You know, they do budgets, they pad the budget. They collect kickbacks. My brother, they collect contract. They don't do the contract. They make money. Why are you asking that? Where are they getting money from? God is blessing him. That's what happened. How is God blessing him when he is stealing from you? Do you understand how they took, how they started taking abnormalities for normal? Then it started and it got to a point where we could take from ourselves too. Say, instead of you to ask him to cut soap for you, you are beefing him. Are you an enemy of progress? What kind of progress? Any progress that you have that is hurting other people, that is not progress. Trust me. If you pay attention very well, you may in fact be committing crime, and you could probably go down for it in a working system. Do you understand? So that's how we started us accepting abnormalities, normalizing them, and then we started questioning this the sanity of those who says, this is abnormal. That's not right. Say, now you know normal. This is it. This is how it works. If you are a politician, you become rich. That's how it works. If you have a chance of putting your family in there, do it. Nobody will complain. If you don't do it, that is when people will say, what did you do when it was your own time? And now that's how messed up. That's how effed up the situation is. Right from those who control the country, from those they are ruling, and then you have all of these. And the rest of you will feel like, man, this is mad. This is a mad country. Nothing good is going to come out of this. Nobody is going to probably save you. Save you. You have to save yourself. And you are lost in the whole madness. It's a mad country. It's a mad place where mad things look so sane and normal. You get that now? So the transition of me and what concerns. So, and that too, that too destroyed what they called family value. Listen to this. Family value used to be something so big. I mean, I can say maybe my generation, maybe we are the last who experience what it means to have a family value and what it means to lose it. I mean, I grew up in a kind of loving environment where elders were involved in, should I say, a community were involved in raising a child. It was, to the truest sense of it, it made sense. Like, if you're doing something wrong, the community will let you know while you are still a kid, and you probably want to correct that. You want to have a better reputation as a kid where I grew up. And it was easier to identify kids who lost it. For one reason or the other, they lost it. And they were the good example of what you don't want to become when you grow up. So that kind of a sense of a community where you be like, you have something to give back, and therefore you hold them something that you have to be so careful of in protecting, and that's your name. And that name goes beyond just your name. It goes out to the community you come from. So you have to think before you do a lot of things then. But when I was growing up as well, it was easier to see how that disappeared. But it was gradual. It wasn't like something that just happened. Family value. Parents were supposed to be the guiding angel for their children. What life is, how to handle it, how to approach it. Being guided as the guardian, so to say. You could never go astray if you follow the path of your parents. But right before our eyes, as we are running out of, as we are getting into the 90s, all of that got lost. Children became the breadwinners. Parent provides, children listen, obey, follow their doctrine, so that your life can be of that of, as your God, your Lord God has chosen a good one. If you listen to your parents, they are your first God. You remember? That's what we were told. That's what I was told when I was growing up. So you have to believe that. You have to live that. And you also have to ensure that that never dies. It lives in you. You want to be that great boy. You want to be the best. You want to bring honor, glory to your community, not through other means, but grace, honor, real one. It never mattered anymore at some point. We saw parents. I don't know how many of you actually later grew up to realize this, that your parents, when Nigeria was happening to them, and Nigeria was taking everything away from them, little by little, little by little, little by little, and they were adjusting, and they were pretending, putting up different faces like everything was fine. Some of you were still asking yourself that, how did my parents even pay my school fees that time? With that little thing that I remember my dad was being paid. My dad's salary back then was, how did my dad manage to get through? And he was putting on it up, he was always smiling. How? Was Nigeria better then, or they were just pretending? Yes, they were just pretending. They were adjusting because they didn't take everything away from them at once. They were taking everything away from them little by little, little by little. And before you know it, children became breadwinners. And that was the beginning, when it became normal thing. Before, right, they used to call children who were like wayward, children who go out of their way to do some extra terrible things just to get by. And they give excuse that I did that because I want to pay for my school fees. I needed to fund my school. I needed to do this. Or I was, you know what I mean? I did this. I did, why did you go and join armed robbery? Why did you, Then it was like, what could they do to make quick cash to help their parents at home? But they were not saying that out there. Many, many, many people fell into that. Crime, drug pushing. Many parents fell into that. That was the moment that your parents, or our parents, didn't tell us that Nigeria was falling apart. And indeed, they didn't prepare us. They were pretending, they were making it up. Many, many of you saw your parents lost everything. And then you, suddenly, at a very tender age, became the breadwinner for your family. Some of you pull it off. Yes, so many families actually did pull that off. Some of you are in America, you are all over the place today. When you begin to remember your stories, as I'm trying to make you remember right now, right? As I'm reminding you right now, you are beginning to connect the dots and feel like, oh, I remember. Now, those are the period that Nigeria was gone. But guess what? Our parents, they were putting up different faces. Those who couldn't were those who fell by. And guess what? That was the change that changed the family value and gave responsibility of a family survivor mostly to children. Many of us very young at that time. We were exposed to that survivor instinct at a very tender age, and they didn't tell us why. We never knew why. We just, everybody just kind of, flow with it. We just like a flow with it. Like, you just need to survive. You just need to work hard. We didn't know what or why we had to be at that very younger age. Now, what do I mean by this? It became a normal thing that you can do anything, as long as, and nobody's going to ask you, as long as you can manage to feed your family. And children ventured into a lot of things. A lot of things that today, they have now captured the entire generations after generation after generation. And that is the society you have today in Nigeria. So it's going to take a lot to make that change. And that starts with when you begin to break it apart. Trust me, it will work better. When people begin to say, well, how do we undo our problems if we have the endemic, that's this kind of pandemic, I'll call it. It's like an endemic corrupt system that has eaten so deep into us that you just say, who is going to save who from who? When you try to say you want to save Nigeria, who is going to save who from who? Are you going to save the criminal rulers? Oh, sorry. Are you going to save the people, the enablers, from the criminal, crooked rulers that don't see anything wrong in what they are doing because they are just the reflection of the same country that many of you feel like deserves better. They believe they are getting what they deserve because they, as their leaders, they are the reflection of the same people. Abnormalities that you arrogate, you kind of arrogate to us in a way, we get them and the validation for them from these enablers because they will do worse if they have the same opportunity. Take a look around. They endorse every terrible things they do. Even when they are caught, they will tell you, am I the first person to do it? Am I the only person to do it? What about that person? What about that person? So we are just the reflection of the country that we have created. And if you think you want to do away with us and replace us with some saints and all of that, you are joking. We are just the reflection of the whole country. And trust me, as long as you keep that kind of contraption together, you are dreaming of anything different. News like this will continue to wake you up. You will continue to ask yourself, how come? What happened? This is unbelievable. Nigeria is finished. Nigeria can't, you know what I mean? You will continue to. But when you break it into pieces, the next question you ask yourself is, when somebody says, if we break up Nigeria now, Shebi now you just talk now, Maiyegun, that if we break Nigeria, the people who are pushing us to the breaking up of Nigeria, all this wahala, the rulers, the criminals, you just told us now that they are the reflection of the same country that they are leading. So if we now break into pieces, then that means we just break the nemesis into pieces. Nothing is changing. The same people are going to be leading us in part and all of that. You see, that is also a kind of convenient way to say, let us keep Nigeria together, Jare. Because if we break now, are they not the same Tinubu and Co that are going to be ruling? You know what I mean? No, you are wrong. What you should ask yourself is this: how come nobody, even to your own Politico, even to all your rich people where they come abroad, how come nobody send you the manual and say, now like this, then they behave for abroad? And once you get there, now like this, you have to be behaving, obey the law, obey this and that. And then they say, oh boy, if you fail, oh, this is what will happen, that's what will happen. Oh, just same way you have laws in Nigeria. If you steal, you will go to jail. If you kill, you are likely going to spend the rest of your life in jail, or they will kill you too. Now, so it be everywhere. If you drive against traffic, you were supposed to lose point on your driver's license and possibly even pay fine and even go to jail. Now, when you know all of these things, they are in your head, though. There is nobody. When you now get abroad, they have told you this is how it works. There is nobody that is going to then give you a walkie-talkie to remind you of all of this. But the moment you step your foot on the soil of any reasonable country, automatically, as a Nigerian, you now just enter reset mode. Bass! To the point that some of you, your accent will suddenly change in order to fit into this new system. Nobody say they read you any riot act, but you have seen so many movies, Abi. You have seen so many documentaries, Abi. But the moment you land, bass, your brain automatically just resets, including your tongue. Say, hi, Temi, how are you? How are you now? How is Canada? Oh, you mean Canada? Yeah, I got to Canada. I got to, this way they try to form accent. I'm not good at it, so don't mind me. It's never going to make sense if I do it. I'm terrible at that. But you know what I'm talking about? Say, what's happened now? You enter South Africa, you can't use American accent. Which time you enter Togo, that's the same thing, right? You see, the journey towards a new nation is going to tell you, give you an idea of what that nation is going to be when it becomes independent. Do you understand what I'm saying? Ordinary Ghana, when a typical Nigerian travels out of Nigeria for the first time now, I'm not talking about those ones who don't travel everywhere, and they will tell you, my friend, I don't, there's nothing. What's so special about New York? New York, that is, I prefer. I'm not talking about those ones. So, those ones are the people where they spend your money and those where they benefit from the whole entire thing. They call them the elite basket and all of. No. I'm talking about you. Person where first travel out of Nigeria for the first time. Suddenly, Ghana, ordinary Ghana. Ghana self, they complain for Twitter. You see Ghanaians on Twitter. You see Ghanaians on everywhere. They are lambasting their own president. And sometimes when all of you are saying, Ghana is better, Ghana is better. You know why? Some of you, now Ghana you go, first time where you want to leave Nigeria. And you get there, you're like, almost Ghana fine, you. See Accra. Almost see Accra, see heaven. People with the Accra, they say, Charlie, if I have a chance, I won't leave this place. I won't leave this air. But you, because you know why? You will sense it. You can feel it. You can tell something different is going on, right? And that's something that you should envisage when we talk about a new nation. You are not going to sleep and wake up and then Biafra. Hey, we don't enter Biafra, Sha. Eh? No. You see, by the time, for example, the Biafra struggle, the Biafra self-determination and independence struggle reaches its last stage. It hasn't gotten to its last stage yet. No offense, okay? No offense to my Biafran brothers and sisters, but I'm telling you this. By the time the Biafran struggle or the Yoruba nation struggle, when they are on their last lap, that will lead to what they call the armistice. I don't even know if that's what they call it, but now so then spell them. Maybe an armistice or an armistice, it doesn't matter. It simply means the conversation to begin the process of breaking up. Around that time, when everybody will know that, oh boy, if like say this thing will happen, you would have started identifying the old, the new faces, personalities, including those who are currently even in political space. So there will be this kind of united and uniform campaign that is going to be more than those who are standing up against it today. Like, it's going to be so obvious. Around that time, you are not going to be in the dark. Around that time, you begin to kind of imagine what Biafra land is going to be like. That last lap, that's why they say, no, be everybody where, oh, bless you. Say that armistice is peace. Plebiscite is break up. You see, problem with English. That's why some people, they get problem with me now. When I said, if we they talk here, or maybe they mix some Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, everything, they say, no, Maiyegun, I disagree. I say, you shouldn't be speaking English. English is not our language. I say, if I've been speaking Yoruba since, half of you watching me right now, you probably prefer to go and watch Tom and Jerry, where they are chasing themselves on your screen, because that will make some sense to you. Because I'm not doing it in a live subtitle. That's the problem. Armistice, plebiscite. Well, I guess you get it anyway. So you see, what happened then is that you would have started identifying people. Yeah, character, personalities. Say, that guy is the, I don't know how to describe that for you, right? But it's going to be much coordinated than this. It's going to be right there in the mainstream. You're going to see people campaigning for it. You're going to be listening to it on your radio. Now they ban all of that. Do you get what I mean now? They ban all of that. They criminalize all of that because they are still promoting one Nigeria. So don't worry yourself about, is this like this the Biafra we are going to? Are these the people who are going to lead Biafra? Don't worry yourself. Don't be everybody way start, go finish. They don't tell you. Don't be everybody way they campaign for independence. So when Nigeria regions said that they were going to go for independence in 1960, people started pushing it since 1922. They started pushing it to the point that they were making these people change constitution, colonial master. So no be people will collect, will get independence for Nigeria. No be them start more. That's what I'm saying. That, but it will start getting to some stage. Personalities will start coming onto the stage. You will begin to possibly start getting interest because of this personality, because of that personality, because of this, because of what that person is doing, because of what this group are doing. Eventually, everything will now make sense. And you will begin to have an idea. Oh, I realize I don't get the idea of what Yoruba nation will look like now. Oh, I am beginning to have the idea, the picture of what Biafra nation will look like now. I mean, it will be all in black and white, and many, many people will key into it, okay, when we get to that last lap. So for now, we just want to keep everybody in the know of why they can't save a place that is bedeviled deliberately with all these calamities. If you don't agree, fine. If you don't agree with the concept or with the idea of sitting together and breaking it apart peacefully enough that we can go and manage or handle our own problems our ways, well, you are going to be waking up to news like this that comes out of Nigeria all the time. It is a shame that we possibly are struggling to explain what the people are going through to the people who are going through them, and then expressing shock whenever these rogues strikes and all of that. So yeah, we will continue to speak out, and we hope that the inauguration of Charles Soludo as the governor of Anambra. That's another thing I actually wanted to say. Remember that APGA, APAPAP, GAGAGA, GAGAGA, APAPAP, that was the Biafran political party. You know that. It was meant to be. It was meant to be a sort of a political vehicle for the Igbos to get back into the mainstream of political decision-making in Nigeria. However, that is not what is happening. Okay? There are still strong Biafrans who believe in APGA, no joke, and they still believe in Biafra. Some of them have lost interest because they felt used by those who kept quiet. For example, when Boko Haram is killing them. Probably you don't remember. I think I should remind you. The birth of APC, Egbekegbe, came as the birth of a child of circumstance that they put together just as a vehicle to gain power. And among those who came to put APC, Egbekegbe, together, among them was APGA. APGA was one of those who put APC, Egbekegbe, together. But I think they backed out after the 2015 election and CPC faction of APC. The CPC faction is the jihadist faction of Boko Haram from the north. When they took over the reign of government and they kicked out all their partners in that merger, APGA opted out. But unfortunately, APGA never became the spokesperson, the mouthpiece, the political tool for the Biafrans. That's what it should be. It was meant to be Ojukwu's party, trust me. I mean, that specifically, that's what they said APGA was, honestly. Indeed, it's just that it never really worked out well. As people of Anambra, they felt shortchanged. But it's pretty much like, what can we do? We have to choose between the devil and the deep blue sea. And ABGA gave us Peter Obi. And according to them, infrastructurally, Peter Obi did well, except for the mass murder of the youth of Anambra by the SARS then. You remember Okusu SARS? There are Biafrans who strongly believe that if these mass killings were carried out under Peter Obi as Anambra governor, which saw many young Igbos, Biafrans, killed extrajudicially or extrajudiciously, as whatever you like to put it. It was a sad one, what ABGA has become. However, some still believe in ABGA. Obiano came. Boko Haram unleashed terror in Igbo land. And there was never a time that any ABGA scribe, Ojukwu's party, spoke out to say, these guys are demanding for Biafra. This is the legacy we set up ABGA on. They are now part of the, they are now part of it. However, like I said, people who still believe in them. They stood their ground when APC, Egbekegbe, wanted to make their occupation of Igbo land official in Anambra. And they decided to send Andy Uba. Well, you know the story. Cut it short. Soludo was given a chance to become the governor, among other whatever that's going on between them behind the scene. Only for Obiano's wife to get slapped on the last day of Obiano in office. Imagine your last day in office. The day you are saying, hey, bye-bye, everybody. See you. If I see you again, if I don't see you again, that's mean I'm off to Atlanta, me and my Ebele. Then boom. Some said Ebele showed there that for the past 8 years, possibly, Obiano is not actually the governor. You know how it is now. People feel like as the man of the house, your wife should respect you, even in public. Then if you're a governor of a state, your first lady shouldn't stand up to go and fight in public during the inauguration of another governor. That means Obiano was never in charge or was never the governor. It's quite interesting. And trust me, people are talking. It's a shame, but it is what it is. You get what I mean now? So now the slap sweet some of the people past. But the one that pained me is that when Obiano had a chance to speak for the Igbos, to speak for the Biafrans, because he was using their mandate, he was sitting on a political party that was set up through the blood of over 5 million Biafrans killed. That was the appeal. That was it. I mean, I have never witnessed the ABGA's campaign physically in Igbo land. But trust me, there is never ABGA's campaign that they will never remember or remind everybody what are those who died for speaking for Biafra. Remember, those who died simply because they were Biafrans. And what happened to Ojukwu, Odumego Ojukwu? They came Banewi, the leader of the Biafrans. So to say, they used to say that at their rallies, and that is the political sentiment that they have used for years, for decades. But right under their noses, when the Fulani terrorists are killing the Biafrans right there in Biafra land, kidnapping them for ransom, Obiano came out and he offered them money. He said, listen, the only way we can actually fix this is very simple. Listen, I am going to make one of these Miyetti thugs, terrorists. I'm going to make one of them my own personal assistant in Anambra so that he can always tell his people that we love them. We don't want to fight. Stop killing our people, okay? I will take care of you. In fact, I will give you whatever you want. If they kill your cow, right, I'm going to have the person who kill your cow pay 250,000 naira to you. If they kill your cow as a Fulani cow order. But if you kill somebody in Anambra, you are going to pay 500,000 naira. He made a deal with them and he publicized it. That is the legacy of Obiano. Some said he's a drinker. I don't have any problem with people who drink. I don't have problem with people who smoke. Just do your job. You should never, for any reason, feel like, oh, the reason why he's unable to do his job is because he's always drinking. I'm like, how does that even correlate? It doesn't make any sense. It is part of excusing them away or just validating their failure. So Soludo today started. It could have been a very, very low-key, eventful day until Ebele spark. The Ebele that everybody knows is the one that will likely turn the next cheek. If you slap Ebele Jonathan, Ebele will not possibly fight you. Ebele is going to turn the next cheek, but not for this Ebele. Wherever you do, don't be this Ebele. She stood up to go and collect slap. That can't be me. Chineke me, Chineke, God. What's this woman they do? You know what I'm talking about? That's the talk of the town, and I can't miss that for anything. Trust me. So that's why I decided to share my afternoon with you today. Yeah, and I think that's where we're going to draw the curtain today. I know there are some of you who probably would like me to give you some updates on, one on our fundraiser, and two, possibly on our planned Yoruba Rescue Fund. Like I told you, there's a lot. Somehow, I don't know. I didn't put down a note, but there's somehow I don't know, systemic hold, I would say. So there's been kind of a stop on our donation. People kind of stopped, and I don't understand that. However, with what we have saved already, we haven't touched that. And it's a two-way thing, okay? Remember I told you that we currently have, currently have 19, well, I've received extras. So we currently have 19,000 pounds in our kitty as we speak from our fundraiser. We haven't touched that. We've expended almost 8,000 pounds, which you can say 5.7 million naira. I don't know what is the naira of 18,000 pounds. Let me say that on camera, because I think it can kind of, but it's just that every time I say this, 19,000 pounds by 7, let's say 760. So by saying this, it's kind of always put some people in a trance. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, our donation is public, our spending is public, even though some people probably would expect me to say, am I going to do, like, what's going on? People are asking me. But every time I tell you what we have, it kind of puts some people in a state of, oh, we have that money. How can we get it? I mean, we need to spend it. Maiyegun, we need to spend. I mean, we want to pay for this. Can you give us that money and all of that? And I'm like, no, I'm not giving you. That's not how it's going to work. The reason why we haven't really used the money, because when I checked it, it's like 14. That's like 14.5 million naira. That's how much we have now. Even though we have spent how much? We have spent nearly 6 million naira from our money. Now we have a 14.5 million. The reason why we haven't really touched that is this. Some said, Maiyegun, we should do something about Oloye Sunday Igboho's house. I said, it has to be what he wants. Yeah, 13, 14 million. You know, me, I use all this higher exchange rate because it makes me feel good. The last time I said, oh, we're using 780 naira to a pound, right? Only for me to get, when I started giving money, like, yeah, I was getting it for 762 naira to a pound. I had to do it. I had to pay. So which means in my own book, I'm losing. But I just love to use that figure to make me feel good. I feel good to know that we've got that much money, even though it's not that much. But however, some said, why don't we just do something for Oloye Sunday Igboho's house? I said, of course we are going to do if he says that is his own priority for now, because I speak to him. What about the 12 Yoruba Nation, the 12 aides kidnapped at Oloye Sunday Igboho's house? Maiyegun, but you said we're going to do something for them. I said, yeah, we're going to do something for them. But don't forget that will have to be once Igboho feels good and comfortable with it. You know, one thing is this. He's happy that we do something from our conversation, but according to him, and I will respect that. And I told you before, I said, maybe because I'm an Ijebu man, it's kind of so tough for me to just, you know, to just release money, that, you know, huge amount of money, just like that, and all of that, right? But he said, Maiyegun, since this whole thing started, General, I have expended more than 50 million of my own money, taking care of those that are closer to me, paying for legal fees for those who are representing them, paying for, you know what I mean? Like, they keep taking from me. I just came out and you, Maiyegun, you just told me that your friends, the Yorubas, my friends, everybody all over the world, that they put together social resources for intervening and seeing how you can be of help to us. Now, I'm not going to give all of that money to lawyer anymore for now. So, Maiyegun, I want you to hold on to it. Don't give anybody anything. Yes, people can complain that, hey, what about this and that? He was like, what about me? That's what he said. If I don't care about what I have expended since this whole thing started, that many people are possibly not talking about, his home was burned down. His cars were vandalized. Do you know that some of those cars that they vandalized at Igboho's house, he had to sell them as scraps? They are irreparable. Like you can't take them for any repair. He told me that they had to take them for scrap. Like, go and sell them as scraps. All those losses are on him. And it was like, if I am not really saying, give me this, or I want this, I want that to make up for it. No. Because I know that what is still ahead of us, that can surprise us, that can be anything. I don't want that to be any chicken money that would then be a trap for us, Maiyegun. So don't touch it. Just leave it. If I need anything, I'll tell you. And when we feel like we should reach out to everyone, we will reach out to that. You know, that's what he told me. Oh. How can you not get who slapped who? I've shown you the image a few times. Somebody is still asking who slapped who. It was Bianca that slapped Ebele. Ebele stood up. Obiano's wife stood up from her seat and approached Bianca's seat and told Bianca, Shebi, what are you doing here? You, this woman. Shebi, you said Abga will never win any election again in Anambra. Now we won. We are doing inauguration. You are sitting here like an important person. As she was speaking to her, Bianca was her. That is what happened. So don't let anybody make some for you, okay? There is evidence, there is video, there is all of that, okay? Shemi Lumbawi, you know, like in Yoruba way. Shemi Lumbawi was. And this week where they Mama Ebele head open. Person where they slap now, no people, and you could see in the video, Bianca is still well dressed. People are holding her like, madam, I'm sorry. So my brother, like Officer Woods. Like you are talking to me, you are talking down on me, and you are like doing like that. It was Bianca sitting down now. Ebele feeling like she's above, First lady. This is first lady. That's so disgraceful. And I was, and she moved back. Everybody say, hey, off camera, off camera, off camera, off camera. They don't slap first lady. They don't slap first lady. You know, ironically, they are actually like now, they are both former first ladies now. When Bianca Ojukwu was the leader of Biafra during the war, Bianca happened to be the first lady of Biafra. So Bianca is bigger than Ebele in the scheme of things, okay? It's like being the first lady of a country and you being the first lady of a region of that country. Eventually, there's going to be that, right? But, you know, women now, see, princess like that, I think princess will do that. If anybody go to princess and say, you this princess, you think you are talking, who do you think you are? What are you doing here? Princess will slap you 2 times or 3 times before you even gain your balance. Wow. You know, that kind of thing. So women are always easy like that, like, Emi Lumba we. Shemi Lumba Soro. Worse. So do you understand that now? So my update on that is that Igbo will want us to hang on. If it was for me, see, I remember I was saying, what can we actually, there's nothing we put together for those who have been victims of these attacks on Oloye Sunday Igboho and those, you know, those who have been hunted down. There's this guy, Babalawo. Imagine a person will be say, they said he's a Babalawo to Sunday Igboho. He spent about 4 months in DSS underground cell just for being associated with Sunday Igboho. Are you with me? Another guy, they saw Igboho's phone number on his phone. They took him away for about 3 months, torturing him. Meanwhile, Igboho is being locked up in Benin Republic. All of these things happened. And according to Igboho, no price is more than any price. That yes, if we have to take care of everybody, then at the same time, we should at the same time know what? That this is not really over. So to him, and you know me, I am just a manager. Do you understand now? So I'm just a manager of a fund that I have to do account for. I have to give an account. So our money with the lawyer is still there as we speak. So our money with the lawyer is still with the lawyer, and Igboho want him to hold it. And you know me, I know the place. Now waiting there won't make I do how we do. So if I have my way, I would easily have done this for the Christmas. Well, maybe not for the Christmas. This support to those I have their names and the list, and say, well, this may not be much, but this is what we have. And we are so grateful for your service. We are grateful. All of them, they do watch me now. Omiyale, Lady K, and the rest of them. You get what I mean now? So we would have reached out, possibly even do some other stuff for them. But, you know, at the same time, we will have to wait on the man that we want to get to safety. So I'm also working with them behind the scene to ensure that maybe when Oloye Sunday Igboho and his team there, once they finalize how this is going to go, you know what I mean now, then maybe everybody will be taken care of. But as we speak, you should not worry. The money is there. I wish I could possibly flash it here, but it would just be like going extreme. Like, I know. So it's here. That's why we haven't done anything for anybody yet. The only thing I've done is for those I've told you, and which, then the Yoruba Rescue Fund. I am putting this out again to you, my friends. As you are watching this, some of you are IT experts. I'm talking about people who want to build things and make things happen, okay? So you can still send me, you can still send me, what do you call it? An email, all right? And tell me, how do you think you can be of help in building a platform that is going to be known as a Yoruba Rescue Fund? I won't give the name because so that nobody will go and buy the domain name. And when they buy the domain name, they will, you can buy a domain name for how much? $2 or $20. Aha. So, but I mean, I want to work with you. I want to build a standard platform dedicated for this, something that is transferable. When I say transferable, I see myself as somebody that, you know, I want to build something that other people can manage, not something that is going to be solely around me, built around me. And I don't want to build this fund just around me. So if you're an IT expert who is very good in this financial, online financial fundraiser, generation, rerouting, and the rest of all those things technologically, including building us a safe website that's, yeah. So you can send me an email on diaspora radio international at gmail.com. Try that. Diaspora radio international at gmail.com. So if you send it to me, we can work together. I can pay for mobilization if you need some few things to get going. And I bet some of you can build this within days. So what we have in mind is this, okay? We need a website that is self-explanatory. Yoruba Rescue Fund. And on that platform, it will be easier for everyone to read about and the purpose of the fund easily from all over the world. Then it will be easier for them as well to register their own, should I call it details, telling us about themselves, like, you know, your age and all of that, as a Yoruba man from all over the world. So wherever you are, it will be easier for us to develop a map. This map is going to be active. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking to the tech guys now. Please work with me. I am always somebody who is always imaginary, okay? And I believe whatever I say right now is 100% possible. Just tell me, what is it going to cost us, okay? And we can get it started for the purpose of the, you know, the general advantage, I would say. So I want to see something like that, where when people join and they register as Yoruba and they identify as Yoruba from wherever they are all over the world, on this active map on our website, it will state where they are located, not your street. It's just going to state which country you are. Now, it's going to be easier for us to expand such map and see what are the numbers of Yorubas in this country, in that country, in this city, in that city. At the back end, we always have the details of how to reach you. So we want something like that. It is going to be a big data bank for the Yoruba people. It's a very big one. So think about this so well before you come to me, because I may start talking to you and start taking this vision to another level again with you. So you must be a dreamer, and you must be a friend of Maiyegun, who knows Maiyegun in and out, right here on Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Many of you know me very well. And when I'm beginning to envision things, I bet some of you can do same with me. So now let's fix that vision. So the other part of this platform is the donation part, okay? For those of you who knows about this very well, it has to be bulletproof, soundproof, like whatever proof you can call it. People's data and then details can never, ever be lost. So you know what that means, because we will be using this as a rallying point for us as Yoruba people all over the world. Some said they want a chat room on the platform. I said, of course, you can have a chat room. How? When you go onto the Yoruba Rescue Funder platform, you can easily meet other funders, other Yorubas. You can develop, you know, you can link it to your own Twitter, whereby when you tweet, it can come into the group chat right there publicly on the website. Something interesting, something attractive, something conversational. So if you're an IT expert, thank you very much, private blockchain. So if you're an IT expert, you can dream with me. I don't know much about it. I can just think it. If you are very, very good, the number one thing you should come and offer me is to say, Maiyegun, we can do this. I will do this. And then you remember why we are doing it. Okay? So your own legacy there. And the other thing there is that I have been told by many, many people, but they've never made it official. Like I said, I don't want to build this around me. I want to build something that is transferable, something that another person can manage in the future. If I say, oh, I'm opting out, I can easily hand it over to just anybody approved by the leadership of Yoruba Nation. You know what I mean? Say, okay, I'm opting out, but it's manageable now. The funds are there. Your fund here is there. Your fund there is there. How to access them is there. It's so straightforward and simple. Just make sure you keep account. I want to build something like that. Everything you see around me right now as Maiyegun, I built them around me. My diaspora Radio International, I built it around me. My every other thing that you probably can associate with me are built around me, and I'm trying to make a brand which people say I've already made. Maiyegun's Diary Politico. But Yoruba Rescue Fund is for the Yoruba people. Remember that. So we must build it in a very, very independent and transferable way. And I know technology can help me out. So if you kind of can dream that with me, please do. So this is the proposal that people made to me. They said, Maiyegun, we can make different accounts possible all over the world, including America, where donations and contributions can go into. And when they go into that, you, Maiyegun, will be the only person who have access to release that fund. I said, well, that's the role given to me by the leaders of Ilanomo Odua, Professor Banji Akintoye, the leaders of Yoruba Nation struggle. They said, Maiyegun, develop or design a template that you can raise fund for us. And that fund has to be safe and secure. Okay? The fear is not that somebody's going to steal money. The fear is that when you start raising it, is it going to be safe? So I am reaching out to you right now. I remember one person called Maiyegun's Diary Politico during the time we were trying to do the fundraiser. And they were so impressed with the level of fundraiser, the money we raised within 24 hours. That person called me on this program and he said, Maiyegun, we can open banks account all over the world. We can do that legitimately. And this account can be linked into receiving proceeds for this Yoruba Rescue Fund. And I said, I don't know how that works. I have to walk into my bank and give my ID, give this and that before I can open a bank account. But if you know better, then let's do better. Now, you too should send me an email, okay? I know some of you may be worried for me as usual. Maiyegun, you need to be careful about people saying, no. I've told you, I don't have any trust issue. And once it is something I can't really defend in public, you can be rest assured that I will never get myself involved in it. Trust me for that. But I want to work with people. I want to work with them. I want to work with ideas that can make this and give it a life. So that you can then imagine when one day they say, Maiyegun is handing over Yoruba Rescue Fund, control of Yoruba Rescue Fund over to so person. And this is a fund that Maiyegun created with other people, other smart people all over the world, Yorubas who did this, right? Now they are handing it over with a balance of so, and so. Maybe I'm going to live to witness that. That's the kind of thing I want to build, okay? I don't want this to come into my bank accounts like we did with this fundraiser, okay? I don't want that because it's bigger than myself. It's bigger than my bank. It's bigger than any money I've ever handled. That's what I'm seeing coming. And if you want to do it, let's do it right. Let's do it well. And I want to do that with you. Those of you who can make this happen, work with me. Send me that personal email now. Tell me how we can do this together. I am putting together a team behind the scene before I present something to the public, something that is soundproof, bulletproof, tight-proof, waterproof, whatever it is, just proof tight that we are safe to pull our resources together in this massive way again. And I would love to work with you. Just send it straight to Diaspora Radio International at gmail.com. I'm going to try and type that in the comments for those asking, okay? Just Diaspora Radio International at gmail.com. And I bet it, if you send the message to me, I will receive it. Please, before you send that message, please remember how serious and important this is. Okay? If you think you can help in putting this together, that's when you should send that email. You don't really have to if you just want to suggest something. Don't suggest only. I want you to email me and tell me, Maiyegun, yeah, we can do this. This and that. If we try this and that, then I can possibly put it together a call. So I can put a call through to you. Have a chat with you and make you tell me more. But don't forget that of the website as well. It is so important. That's where everything starts coming together. But some people told me, they said, no, the foundation should be where the money goes into, the banks. Once you are clear that you have a safer place where the money is going to go to, then we can go on and build the website. I said, no, why can't both happen there simultaneously? So that's why I need your help. So if you are willing, remember, those who came, who are my friends on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, are not just of one tribe. You can say over 350, over 250 tribes listen to Maiyegun one time or another. And there are regulars among them too. So which simply means I need your support by all means. You know one thing about this fund, if we build it, or let me say when we build it, and you all key into it, make I keep on to myself for now. But you can just imagine it. Just imagine it. Okay? Whatever it's going to be, I will likely see you later tonight. So if I come on tonight, maybe we can talk more about this and anything else that is new. Thank you very much for your time. Like the broadcast if you haven't. Share it if you haven't. And then you will probably need to subscribe if you haven't as well, so that you won't miss this the next time. And I'm going to see you that next time. Stay safe and yeah, good afternoon.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Igbó nìna kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò gbẹ́bẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe